Alright, crew, so I stopped for refreshment, and I took the internal battery out. I don't know if you can see this in the mirror, but this is the media adapter for their version. This is the external battery, and this is my microphone that runs inside my helmet, and the external battery is going down my jacket. It's inside my jacket. So we're going to see how that sounds. I mean, it shouldn't sound any different. I guess we'll just make sure it runs and doesn't cut off. Well, I guess that one of the big tests is also every time I did this with GoPro, the damn media mod wouldn't be recognized, and I still think one of the culprits was the external battery. And away we go. Alright, so we got the new Ace Pro Camera by Insta360. It's recording. I can see the red light. You can see I did not mount the remote control I demoed before. I have that boxed up and it's on its way back. You know, it would have been a neat little novelty, and I can always buy one later if I decide I want to. You can go here if I decide I want to use it. On one of these breaks, I was checking YouTube comments, and I see one of you said that you think this might be the best it's ever sounded, which is really good to hear. Appreciate that. Now, my microphone hasn't changed. I'm still using the same microphone and the same helmet. Yeah, I'm still using the same microphone and the same helmet, but you know, I'm sure this camera processes it differently. I really like the camera so far. One gripe, I'll say, and the company already confirmed that this is correct. When I use the GoPro and I drop the footage into iMovie, the sound has waveforms, and by that I mean that, you know, the engine, we'll call that kind of 1.0, just stable, but when I speak, it pops up showing my voice in the waveform. And so when I'm editing the video, I can quickly just jump to the spots where I want to find something I said and start editing it. The Insta doesn't do that. It doesn't do it in their own software, and it doesn't do it in iMovie. And so I posted a discussion question on the Insta forums, and it looked like Insta support people are responding, I'd say, fairly quickly. And maybe it's AI, who knows, but it seemed like a human was writing these because they were specific responses to specific questions. And probably some sweatshop in China, who knows, I don't know, but they're well written and they're polite, and unfortunately they're not the answer you want to hear, because the person who wrote back to me today confirmed that this camera does not provide the what I call it, wavelengths, whatever. God, I come to a complete blank of what I was talking about with like Joe Biden here. Bunch of malarkey. The wave sounds, they said that they don't do that, but they'll pass that on to the development team, which means that's in a black hole to never be seen again. That may not be true. Maybe they'll roll something out. But it really is annoying because it extends the editing time. Now, iMovie has a scrubbing feature, so I can scrub a mouse and find where I hear talking but that's inefficient, especially on very long rides. I was trying to find a workaround to try to force it, and couldn't. One thing I might do as an experiment, this camera does have a gain setting for external microphones, and I have it set at 0. But maybe if I top it out at the top range just for the fun of it and see what happens, see if that forces. Like, I just didn't understand that something so basic I would have thought would have been built into this cutting edge camera, right? I tell you, this day was absolutely beautiful today here. Low humidity, high in the mid 80s. I wish I could have ridden all day. I guess I could have, I just didn't think it was smart, given my overall lack of sleep. Well, I hope some of this with these cameras have been helpful. This was not meant to be like other sites doing a full review. There's other sites doing that. Heck, I've watched some of them to make my own decision. But I'm just in kind of real time sharing with you my adoption or transition, if you will, to maybe different equipment. And I tried to research the problems people had with this camera or any others, because often you're seeing all the highlights. Then as soon as you buy something, you go down the rabbit hole of finding out all the things people are unhappy about. And there were people that didn't like that GPS module. I guess this was version 2.0. There was a 1.0 that didn't have much functionality. Some people wanted just the remote. They didn't want the GPS, but it's packaged together. Some didn't like the fact that they didn't have the GPS built into the camera, and I have to agree with that. The camera is thicker though, because like my GoPros don't have a flip screen from the back. So the fact that they have it makes it thicker, because it has to be able to swing. That's possibly one of the other things, is that the GoPro mirrors the front and rear screen, so they don't need a flip up. They have a very small front screen that mirrors whatever's on the back screen, but you can change all the settings on the back screen, not the front. But at least you can see if it's working, right? Whereas on this camera, the front only it doesn't show you anything that the camera is. It's not mirrored. It's just a summary of what mode you're in. So like if I had it time out, I don't have it on all the time to save battery, but if it was on, you would see, like right now, it would probably say something like 4K/30 with the video logo to show that I'm shooting video. And that's it. For the GoPro, and so far for this, obviously I just got it, but I haven't done a good job learning every nook and cranny of every feature. Like I mentioned on another ride, the how to mark footage and come back to it. I've used iMovie rather than GoPro software, and I use Insta software when I'm using the 360 camera, because you have to. But for this camera, it just creates one big MP4 file. Now that's a difference with GoPro. GoPro splits all these things into like 7-minute, 5-minute videos when you're on a 2-hour ride, whatever it does, 10 or 12 minutes, and it'll drive you nuts, because if you started and stopped your bike a couple of times, the way they number the files gets really confusing about which one. If you try to sort it in date created order, it doesn't work. So you end up scrubbing through it. Now the advantage to that, they'll tell you, is that if one of the files gets corrupted, at least your whole file didn't get corrupted, your whole video. And this camera, if I go on a 40-minute ride, it produces one 40-minute video. So there's a chance that if something happens, you know, say you cut the camera off or try to before it's finished recording, or you yank the battery out, there's a chance that could corrupt the file and you just lost all that footage. Now, there is a setting, I will test it maybe tonight when I should be sleeping. There is a setting for maximum video length. And I don't know if that's their way around this, that if I choose 3 minutes, will it just keep recording but every video is 3 minutes long? I don't know. I haven't, keep in mind I've only had this camera about a day. And I'm doing other stuff, so that's one of the things I'm going to test, or I could probably find the answer out real quick online, but you know, I'll probably do my own little tests. Nothing like doing it to learn it. If you guys have made it this far and haven't commented, maybe you can tell me, how did the arms look and the view? Would you compare to what it was? Would you change anything? My question about going further back would tilt the camera up and back a little bit. Like I said, when I watch the videos, what I notice is my right arm is present more than the left, and I really tried to center this camera, but maybe it's my head, maybe the camera's centered, and maybe I'm just moving my head to the right a little bit, and you know, I try to be in the center. Anyhow, thanks for watching these videos. This is Rambling Man. I'll see you on the road.